I have never had 3 passports. Number 2, that I am Rwandese, that I hold Rwandan citizenship. Let me be very, very clear. In 2021, July, I completed my university education from Makerere. I expected to get a job, like every young person in this country. Unfortunately, I did not get one. So I tried to go abroad several times. I remember Mr. Mutebi that time was chairman, LC1, no LC2, I think, 1 and 2. He used to write for us letters, asking for passports, even trying to get visas of different countries, you know. I chose to also travel to Rwanda and look for a job. Like every young person right now as I speak, there are so many Ugandans at the airport trying to go in the UAE, different Arab countries, all different countries, trying to go and earn a living somewhere, to come back and support their people and develop themselves. Me too. Like every other young person, I went to Rwanda. I was fortunate, I got a job. Eventually, I actually worked in 3 or 4 different organizations. But to successfully work in that country, if you have their papers, you are better off having their papers, because you'll get better jobs, you'll earn enough money, no, not enough, but at least some money that is good for you to survive on and take care of your people. So I got the papers, and I worked in that country successfully. Now, in 2009, I left Rwanda. But remember, I had a passport from Rwanda. I came back to Uganda. I had gotten an opportunity to do my master's degree in Canada. So I left, I went to Canada, going through Entebbe. So, then I studied, I also became a Canadian citizen. It is also very, very important to note that when you become a Canadian citizen, the Rwanda government also requires you to communicate to the government or to the immigration department of Rwanda. And if you can't access them, you go to the Rwandan embassy in the country where you are. Inform them that you are now a citizen of another country in order for you to get what they refer to as dual citizenship. So me, I did not do that. Then you can't become their dual citizen. So what I did, I gathered the passport I had and the ID. I handed them over to the Embassy of Rwanda in Ottawa then. And I remained with the Canadian citizenship. I returned to Uganda in 2009 when His Excellency, the Vice President of then, Honorable Edward II, and the Right Honorable Speaker at that time, Honorable Rebecca Kadaga, and a friend of mine called Dr. Hilary Musoke, they all asked me to come back, bring the expertise I had or I have to serve my country, Uganda. I told them I will do that with honor. And when you send me an invitation, I'll do what? I'll come. I returned. My first meeting, by the way, Edward II, because they asked me to come and support the education sector. So I returned. Now, remember also the law of the Immigration Act of Uganda requires that any Ugandan who has gotten another citizenship, if you don't want to lose it, or if you have lost it already, if you want to recover that, you have to notify the Immigration Board. So I applied to the Immigration Board to be given dual citizenship because I had the Canadian citizenship. They looked into their system. They saw the same passport I traveled on in 2009, going to where? Going to Canada. They told me, you have another citizenship. I told them, I lost that citizenship. They asked me to give them proof. I told them the best I can do is to go to the embassy of Rwanda and I make a new renunciation. Then I can bring you the evidence. So I went to the embassy of Rwanda and made my renunciation. And I provided them with that evidence. It is on that basis that the ministry gave me this dual citizenship certificate. I did not steal it. I acquired it legally. So how could they have given it to me if so this should be really clarified in the ears and eyes of all Ugandans, that sometimes we just have to apply uniform standards to every person. We don't have to really single out different people just because they belong to a different community. I am Uganda. Like every Ugandan, like everyone watching right now. So this is the passport they presented to me of Rwanda, which expired in 2014. And now they claim that I have 3 passports. Once again, I have never had what? 3 passports at the same time. So, and today I don't have 3 passports. Now, but even if you are going to be really very keen, even when I got this passport from Rwanda that time, I said that I am a person who comes from Mukono, where? Uganda. Let that be known. Even when I went to Canada, this very passport says that I am born from where? Mukono, Uganda. Does this, everything you have seen, have you seen anything that says that I was born in Rwanda? No. So this persecution has to stop. It is not right. We are all Ugandans. So every young person, I have seen them, millions of them, they travel to go out of this country to make a living. And then they come and support their country. That's why when you look at the resources in the budget of Uganda that we are using, there is something that we call diaspora remittances. That's where that money comes from. The money we send to build, we send it to our country. It is used to build schools, to build hospitals, to buy medicine, to pay salaries for teachers, to develop our country. So we cannot be discarded like that just because we went to different countries. It becomes easier for everyone to work in that country where they have gone. It becomes easier for them when they obtain those papers. I renounced what I had to renounce like everyone. I presented the same evidence like everyone else presented to that committee. You know? Actually, I presented more organized papers, more evidence than everyone else. Like actually, if you ask every member of parliament who sits on that very committee, if I have to quote some of them, they said, I am the most organized, qualified, who brought organized documents, high quality documents to the committee. If you disagree with me, please ask the leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Senyoni. I am an appointed person coming from the NRM side, but the leader of opposition said those words. So how come now people have the audacity to say that he didn't submit enough what? Papers? That is wrong. It is not right. I am a very credible person, very competent person. I know what a presentation looks like and what it means. And when it comes to presentation, you can ask every member who was seated there. One member of, I think, a member of parliament from Entebbe municipality. I don't know the names. Shaka. He put up his hand and said, Dr. Muganga has given us a wonderful presentation. He has articulated his contribution to this country. He has clarified and articulated his Ugandanness. I now move a motion that we vote immediately. 4 or 6 members seconded him in that very committee. And that is when the deputy speaker pulled out a document. And he told the speaker that I still have other questions. And then he asked all his questions. He did not circulate that report to members. They didn't have it. You are all journalists. You can talk to them one by one. I am sure they are honest Ugandans. They will tell the truth. And then he really, actually, it was an interrogation. A yes or no session. All members were excited and happy to vote for me. And then he came up, he started towing the line of me being a Rwandan, me being a foreigner, me being a person who has 3 passports. And like I said, I don't have those passports. And I've never had them. And then he did not stop there. I kept asking him, Right Honourable Deputy Speaker, can I have an opportunity to respond? He said, no, don't worry, I'll give you time to respond. I want to share with all of you that he denied me the opportunity to do what? To explain. And then the speaker said, now is the time we excuse the member. And they led me out of the committee. So we don't have to really discriminate each other. We are all created by one God. And we serve one country. And that is Uganda. So I am a very competent person. If they sent you to bring competent people in this country, I think I can feature in the top 100. So we need to be given an opportunity to serve our country. But I also know that our president is a man who is fair. He is a man who does not cherish borders. He's a Pan-Africanist. I think he cannot tolerate discrimination or racism. I am sure he chose me because of the competencies he saw in me. And I want to also assure Ugandans that before I was chosen as a Minister of State of Internal Affairs designate, I was not unemployed. I was busy serving my country. I was busy doing my best to make sure the education sector of our country becomes the kind of country we want to see. It doesn't matter the magnitude of my contribution, however small it is what I can afford to put or to give my country.
Dr. Muganga, can you clarify? So the situation is that I had the same papers like everyone who renounced. I also did the same, brought the same papers as members of the fourth state. You can actually ask for these documents. You will see that I submitted the same documents. So, but I don't know why I was not judged on the same what? Standard. Okay. But Minister, I want the country to know this, that minister or not minister, I will continue to serve my country. Before I was appointed, I served my country, and I'll continue to do that. I never even knew that I'm going to be appointed. So I still think that the only right thing is to give my all to my country, to make sure that it becomes the best of the best for all of us. And I will never discriminate any human being. And it is in my culture, my character, to everything I am asked to do, I have to give it my all to deliver the best service, to make sure that excellency is visible in everything that we do. So I really look forward to a better Uganda, minister or not minister. We ought to serve our country from wherever we are. I have done my best as a Vice Chancellor, and I'll continue to do my best in the same position. I am still the Vice Chancellor of Victoria University. I cherish that institution. It has made me what I am. I have served Ugandans through this institution, so I am still there. Most of the tools you study on is a set of scholarship or government scholarship, because something you're saying about there's an allocation of government rate for your future. Was it set of scholarship or government scholarship?
I'll say it again.
You studied on government scholarship or state house scholarship?
Okay. Let me also say this. Did I tell you where I started from? In English? No. Okay. Let me also inform all of you that from this very home of ours, this is where I left every term, every year to go to school. So I can tell in my primary school, because of course of coming from a poor family, I think I went to 4 or 5 primary schools. Because sometimes they chase you for not paying fees, and the only solution, you don't have to go back, you go to a new school because you can't afford to pay the other fees. So you go to the next school. So I went to Chibisi Primary School, that is in Masaka. I think the current member of parliament of Kalungu East or something is Honorable Sechin. Then I also went to Sala Primary School in the same district, same constituency. Later on, I came to Masaka Baptist School, Chijabwe, in Masaka Municipality. Then I left, went to Kajuna Primary School. It is now in the Bukoto East constituency. I think Honorable Wabidi is the member, again in Masaka district. So I left after completing primary 7.
I went to St. Mary Kudembe Mtaramaliya, of which I think because of escaping again they chased me. And then after that I went to Karinabiri Secondary School. From Karinabiri Secondary School I went to the Secondary School again in Wachiso, where I finished or completed my senior 4. Then senior 5 I went to St. Charles Rwanda Kasasa, again in Masaka, where I passed very, very well, senior 6. And I joined Makerere, pursued a Bachelor of Social Sciences, majored in Economics, on government sponsorship. Government what? Sponsorship. The government of Uganda.
Given to national.
Which is given to Ugandans, not foreigners. Let that be clear. Then I came back in 2005. I pursued another master's in economic policy management, again on a scholarship from Makerere University and World Bank. So that should be what? Really, really known that all my higher education, schooling was paid for by the government of Uganda. I don't think the government of Uganda pays for foreigners. So that should be really, really well known.
Thank you.
Okay, I didn't say that. My name is Lawrence Muganga, because that is what my parents know or knew, because they didn't even understand what being a doctor is or something. So, but my father is Leonard Kayonga. My mother is Immaculate Kayonga. They are both resting where? Here. And this is their home. And they were Ugandans. I'm sure they are disappointed to see how their child is being treated.